How are you doing? Good, all is well. Good,
I'm
good to
doing
talk to you.
great, sir. Thanks for accepting my request and accepting to talk with me.
It's my pleasure. It's my pleasure. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Thank you.
So I missed talking with you yesterday. Actually, I'm waiting to talk with you.
Yeah, me too. Me too. I'm looking forward to our discussion. And there's something to say about your YouTube channel. I've been watching few of those videos. Actually, it's very interesting. So, talking to different people from different backgrounds, different countries, cultures, it really adds a lot and enrich our experience. So, I wish you all the best in what you're doing.
Thank you, sir. You being in my show, it's a big thing for me. And you
My
experienced
pleasure.
person saying this, it is big. It is a very big thing for me. So
It's my
let
pleasure.
me. So, sir, I wanted to introduce you to my audience.
Sure. So I did several things in my life. I did several careers in my life. I started my career as a pharmacist. So I had a major in pharmacy. I worked as a pharmacist for a few years, and then I turned into diplomacy. So I worked as a diplomat, international diplomat, for almost 10 to 11 years of my career. I worked in the United Nations in New York. I worked in Africa, in Malawi, and then I worked in China. And then I was by the end of that time, I was really looking forward for what's next. So I did another career transition as well. So I moved to investment banking. I work in development banking in China as well. So a bank called Asian Infrastructure Investment Bank. It's similar to World Bank, and it's a multilateral development bank which has 100 and over 100 countries and its membership. So from China, India, all the way to Europe and Latin America. And then because I did this career transition for several times, I work in different countries according to over the years. I really wanted to share my experience with the rest of people. Whoever is stuck in his career and want to do something else, want to change his career. I did it. Now I am actually an entrepreneur, and I am coaching. Actually, I'm business coach, and at the same time, I help people to change their careers. So whoever is stuck in his career, wanna explore what's next in his life and in his career, or he wanna build a business on his passions, I help people to do so. And I'm currently writing a book about that as well. So I'm really enjoying this, experience. Sometimes people are stuck in one career and they are afraid to do something else, right? Out of passion, they want to do something, but maybe out of fear or their friends, their parents, people around them, they push them back. Don't do it. But I learned to follow my passion, and it's really rewarding. It's an amazing feeling. Even it has some hardship to do the transition, right, each time. But I enjoy it. It's always the journey, not the destination, because we don't have a destination that each one should go to. If you take as your life as an adventure, and don't think too much in the future, but open your mind and build an open mindset to what's coming next, right? And sometimes life can come with a lot of surprises, hopefully good surprises. So this is what I'm trying to help people and empower them to feel so, because I have the feeling inside myself. It's very rewarding. I'm really enjoying it. But at the same time, I have seen a lot of people around me who weren't able to do it. So I thought that if we have a practical step-by-step blueprint, that can help people to take a step-by-step, and the result is very, very, very solid and, very, very clear for them, then I can help people, right? So that's why I left my diplomacy job and even my banking job at the end, and thought to do that thing. Yeah.
So, sir, you live in?
So I am originally from Egypt. I live in London. Uh, I lived over the years in different countries. I spent 10 years in my life in China. I lived in Africa as well, and in New York, but currently in London. Yeah,
And you are the citizen of
I'm from Egypt,
Egypt, but you live in
yeah.
London.
But I live in London. Yes. Yeah.
But you are a Muslim.
Yeah. I'm a Muslim Arab from Egypt, but I
Okay.
consider myself, I call it global citizen because, when you travel, I used to travel when I was a kid. So when you travel more often to different countries and different cultures, your personality is the mix of all, right? All of these languages that you learn, all these cultures that you immerse yourself in, right? So uh, I lived in China for 10 years, so I spoke Chinese. So I consider part of me is in China, right? I visited India many times. I work on projects in India, so
Okay.
I consider part of me. Yeah, I lived in New
Okay.
York part of my time, so I consider part of me as a New Yorker. So I don't consider myself from one place.
I can understand about the culture difference that you observed, and you living in different countries. I'm talking just with the country people, but you directly went and lived in that place for a certain time. I'm sure
Exactly.
you will have more observation about the things, the
Exactly.
practical things.
Exactly. And when you get in touch with other cultures, you really learn a lot. Each culture has its own wisdom. Each culture has its own good things that you can learn from, right? So when you open your mind to learn more things, especially the wise part in each culture, you really can, right, get a lot. So this is something I'm really enjoying when I get in touch with culture, noticing stuff. And I spent part of my life in studying that cross-cultural differences. So I did it academically. So I did my MBA in Manchester University, and I did 1 year project on this, especially on this. So I had to read almost all the big books that speaks about the cultural differences in terms of how to manage things, leadership styles, hierarchical levels, how to manage time. So it's very, very fascinating. So when you really appreciate the difference between different cultures, you don't mind that difference. Actually, you enjoy it more because you're going to learn a lot of new things. Uh, and I really highly recommend everybody who can have an access to another culture to understand more, learn its language. It's really rewarding. You get to learn a lot about the whole universe, right?
I think I met the right person who can give me answers for the questions that I have.
Oh, sure. Thanks. I hope so. Thank you. Please.
So
Sure.
I will ask my personal questions. I'm sure a lot of people have these questions, but these are my questions. I have completed masters in software engineering. My graduation is in computer science and engineering. But presently I'm taking training for AWS Cloud Architect. And you are talking about the transition. So
Exactly.
I stuck in that place. So lot of
You
people
are
like
into.
me, my YouTube is my passion. I wanted to explore the minds of the
Exactly.
people who lives in different parts of the world, and the podcast. I want to
Exactly.
talk and put in the podcast. It is another passion. So uh, how you managed it? You wanted to do
Exactly.
something that you
It's
wanted. Yeah. And
exactly.
also the
So
financial thing, you need money to survive. So how you manage? You need money to pay your bills, but still you wanted
sure.
to do something that you love. So how you managed it, and what are
Exactly.
the things that you are telling to the world, and with your coaching and through your book?
Exactly. So let's maybe divide them into two questions, right? So let's start first that how you know that this is the right thing for you, right? How you manage to get to the right thing for you. So I believe that each one of us has a purpose in his life. Okay, even we know or we don't know that purpose. Okay, so we were created as human beings to do something in his life, something good, something beneficial to the others, right? But it varies from one person to the other. Okay, so the good thing is to pursue that life purpose, is to try to know, why I'm here in this life, right?
Okay.
What I should do. Should I help people to get rid of poverty? Should I help with orphanage, right? To have a good education? Should I help the kids of my country to uh, get illuminated? Should I get more money and then help, right, poor people? So there
Yeah.
is always something. Should I get more understanding between different cultures? So, for example, at this stage, the world has been in some difficulties between kind of cultures, right? So if you are an asset to add more value and bringing peoples together, more understanding between cultures, religions, and so on, then you have a life purpose in your life. So it's not easy to figure out this life purpose. You need some time to figure it out. Maybe some people would take years, okay? But at the same time, you have your passion. Your passion is something that you don't choose it. It's not something, you wake up in the morning and say, oh, I choose this passion. No, passion is implanted in your heart, Passion choose you. You don't choose your passion, right? So, and think of this, right? Think of this. It comes unintentionally that there is a calling about something. I really want to do this. I really want to do this. If you ignore your passion, it will come. It will keep coming to you until you just kill it, right? So ignore. But then if you ignore your passions, you will not live fulfilled life. You will not live a happy life, right? You will do something else that is not in your passion just
Correct.
because, you have to earn money and so on. So it's good and important to earn money, but at the same time, it's important to get your passion.
Correct.
And once you open your mind to that passion, okay, and keep trying to test that whatever passion is. For example, I could sense that you like to talk to different people from different cultures, right? Different backgrounds, and talk about different things. Okay.
Correct.
And this nice chat, actually, maybe only one chat can change your life forever, right? And there's a very nice book called Talking to Strangers by Malcolm Gladwell. It teaches how to talk to strangers, right? So when you talk to a stranger, go out of your comfort zone. At the same time, you have a lot to tell. You have a lot to listen to. Now, if you go out of your friend zone, your friend zone, you talk about the same thing every day almost, right?
Yeah.
But if you go out of that zone, you start talking about different other things in life. Learn, right? A lot of. So there is a lot of potentials for you to grow. So what we do in our process is we have a process to test the passions, because not every passion can work for you. Okay. So we have a process that's step by step to test your passions, and then maybe narrow them down from 10 to maybe 2 or 3. And then do those 2 or 3, we have some time to test them and grow the winners among them. So, for example, you have 3 passions: something for sport, something to talking to people, right? Your YouTube channel, and maybe food. Okay, you have 3 things together.
Yeah.
So we go through the process until you are sure that I have either this or this. These are my amazing passions. I love them. When I do them, I enjoy my life. I don't even look at my watch.
Correct.
And I'm enjoying my time. What we do next is we marry those passions with your vision, okay? Because you should have a vision in life. If you don't have a vision in life, you don't know your direction, right? Passion is kind of I call it myself, it's your car fuel, right? So you have a car, you put some fuel, it will push your car, but unless you know the direction, you never know where you're going, right?
Where you're going,
So you need to have your values and your vision. So your values and your vision is the direction that you're going to, and your values will always make sure it's like your GPS. Make sure that you're not going
out of the
right or left, going to the right direction. So there are several exercises. We put them together. We define your passions. We grow them, as I told you, and then we look at your values, okay? Because your values are different from each other's, right? For example, my values are different from yours. You might have freedom, for example, as one of your values, right? You want to have a free time to do whatever you want. You don't want to go to work 9 to 5 p.m. Right? I could sense that, right?
This smile is the acceptance. This smile is the acceptance of the truth.
Sorry?
This smile is the acceptance of the truth that you are telling.
Exactly. I could sense that. And actually, during the process of training different other professionals, while we are going through the process, I could actually sometimes sense the core value of that person before he says it, because, you get to put things together. So at the end of the process, you reach to 1 or 2 points. These are the perfect thing for you. This is what you really should do in your life right now. Maybe your passion will change. Maybe your values will change in the future. But right now, this is what you really have to do. And if you do it, you enjoy your life. Okay? And once you do it, and once this is your passion, you do your life, it will link to you to your life purpose, So it will really indirectly take you to your life purpose. You will figure it out soon. And then let's now discuss the other question, which is, okay, how you get the money, right? So it depends on each person. Some other person, they are able to live for 6 months without too much money. Okay, so I take it person by person, case by case. Some others, I advise them to work on a side hustle. So, and there is a lot of nice ideas for side hustles. So you don't need to leave your job. Keep your job, even if you don't like it. But maybe you need to have a plan. Okay, you need to keep it for another 6 months or 1 more year while you are building a side hustle. And this we're teaching people to how to do it. You don't need much money in that side hustle. A small business you can start online. You can sell products, you can sell services, affiliate marketing. There is a lot of options. And you don't need to spend a lot of time every day, maybe 30 minutes or 1 hour maximum every day. So 1 hour or let's say 30 minutes per 24 hours, it's fine and manageable. And it can bring you some good money that enable you at some point to leave your job and start your big passion. So there's always a solution for each situation, but it always depends on the person, right? It's case by case. So this is what I'm doing now. And when I feel that it's really helping people and making some change in their life, because, when you work in something that you love, when you are passionate about what you do, it reflects on your personal life. If you are stressed at your work, it really reflects and at your personal life. Maybe your relationship with your family wouldn't be good. You wouldn't be happy. You wouldn't sleep well. You wouldn't eat well, right? Maybe your health. But at the same time, if you do something that you really love and passionate about, you can work for 15 hours, but you never feel that you're working hard, because you do something that you love. At the same time, it reflects on your personal life, on your family, on your happiness, fulfillment. So it's really very, very, very important. But one more thing I try to coach people on is that people don't regret their mistakes. If they regret their mistakes, they don't regret it for so long time. Okay, but the lifetime mistakes, the lifetime regrets, those are the ones that you never tried to do. So you had a passion towards something that you never tried to do. There is a very nice and famous book called The 5 Top Regrets of the Dying. And the top regret of the people who were about to die they all said the same. We wish if we lived the life of our dreams, not the life that others were expecting from us. And that regret stay with them forever until the last moment in their life, right? And that's actually a bad feeling. I really don't want to have it, or any of my friends or whoever, to have it too. So always to address that is to follow your passion.
So I understood what you said. You're telling that you have to do what you love, and the passion that you really wanted to do. You have to put your time, mental and physical energies on that. It's not that easy for people to implement it. When it comes to practical application, they can't do it. So what exactly you did? I want you to tell what you did for this transition. Shifting from one to another. There will be a lot of insecurities, relations. The people who are connected to us, will be expecting. There is a lot of expectations, relations, and the society. There are a lot of things which will be on the person's mind. He cannot do that he wanted. So it's easy to tell, but when it comes to practical application, you already did, because you are the right person who can give me answer for this question. Because the transition, how you prepared your mind to come out from that and do something that you love.
Exactly. That's actually what we are doing. It's part of it. It's the process that I shared with you. Which means that you really need to narrow your passions. You need to test them, marry them with your values, your vision. All these things are a process to do. And I'm discussing this in details on my website, The Passion MBA, and at the same time, my book, The Passion Project, which I'm writing right now. But let me take you quickly through what I used to do in each step. You know, I'm in a job that I work for some time. I'm enjoying, but sometimes there is a calling coming into it, right? You really need to do this. You need, for example, entrepreneurship. You know, so I've been thinking about this for some time. I was working in my banking career, still enjoying it, but there is another calling coming to you. So you need to assess that calling. You know, not every calling, you know, you will accept or agree on. So you need to take your time. You need to take your time to understand and digest that calling. You know, so take your time to reflect on those things. So what you really need to do in entrepreneurship, why do you need entrepreneurship, for example? And that's why that takes us to the process of your passions, your values, because one of my values is freedom. Okay, so I needed to have more freedom and freedom of time. I need to have financial freedom. I need to have absolute freedom, and you will not achieve freedom unless you have 100% control over your time, right? So if you work in a 9 to 5 kind of job, or sometimes, you know, I used to work sometimes 9 to 9 p.m. It takes
Okay.
all your time, right?
Yeah.
So you need that process of in what we do in our I normally do consultations, even like 1 hour consultation with our clients to explain to them the process. So you need to take yourself through this reflection process. You need to get to know what your major achievements in life, what your major regrets at this step, what your
Okay.
major passions, values, vision. And when you put all of these things together, you are able to decide what to do. But then what's next is something else, because you need a process of discipline, consistency to build the new skills needed for that, right? So I was
Correct.
never an entrepreneur at some point, right? Before that, I was never a diplomat. I had to build, when I was a pharmacist and moved to diplomacy, I had to build the skills needed, right? There is a skill set you need to build for that. So
Correct.
maybe
Correct.
learning language, learning how to speak in that diplomacy context, right? Learning few
Correct.
negotiations. So
Correct.
we do all these things. We teach people how to build those skills.
Okay. So you said you will be connecting with people, and you will be having clients who will be asking questions. So what are the common things that they ask?
So I think the main questions, can I do it? So a lot of people ask me that question. So can I really do it? And that's an understandable question. That's a very understandable question, because there's a lot of doubts, right? When you are in the early beginning of that process, there's a lot of doubts, right? So unless you clear those doubts, and sometimes those doubts have been there for years, so you have doubts over doubts, it's different layers and fears at the same time. So what we do with them is to take them step by step, because to clear the doubts, it takes some time. And to fight your fears, because you have your inner fears. So, for example, there are different kinds of fears. For example, one of the examples, we have a fear called fear of ridicule, or being a ridiculous person, because people will point at you and say, "Oh, you are wasting your time. You are leaving your job and doing something else which you are not going to do
Yeah.
something good in," right? So that feeling is really you really have to be strong inside here. You have to build a very strong mindset, and this is what we help people build. First, a resilient mindset. So, because if your vision is clear, if you have a clear passion, you have a clear value, you have a clear vision, right? You know where you are going. Your car is ready, right? So you turn on
Yeah.
the car, you know the direction, you don't care about whoever around you, right?
Okay.
So we take them step by step. Another fear, which is, we call it the sunk cost. Sunk cost means that you spend time and money in something, and now you're going to leave it and go somewhere else, right? So a lot of
Yeah.
people are afraid of this. I spent 10 years of my life doing this, and then I will go and start from scratch. We tell them that all the things that you build here can be transferred there. So
Okay.
you will wonder, that I have some skills that I built in pharmacy that helped me, for example, to learn Chinese.
Okay.
You know, I
Okay.
can tell you an example. I learned chemistry. It was my major. I studied
Okay.
chemistry 5 years,
Okay.
pharmacist for a few years. And then when I went to China to learn Chinese, it was very amazing that I could read and write without any problem. My problem was in speaking. Okay.
Okay.
So I took to speak because it's different. It's tone different from other languages, right? But reading and writing was easy. And I figured out why. It's only because chemistry. Okay. Because in chemistry, you draw the compounds in a certain logic from one point to the other point. And in Chinese language, you do the same. So you draw the character from one point to the other in a logic. So, the knowledge, the experience that you get in one part can be transferred. So this will teach people how to transfer all the skills that they have to the new, domain.
Okay. So you're telling that whatever that they learn before, it is not going to be wasted.
Exactly. You are not going to waste anything. And again, it's the journey. It's your journey. So you are building your personality. All those skills are staying with you.
Yeah.
They're helping you to the next phase.
Okay. So people come with the regrets to you. So what do you say to them? I didn't do this. I didn't do that. I wanted to do this, but I failed in doing this. I thought to do this, but because of the influences of the people who are around me, I took that decision and I failed. So they regret all the time.
Exactly. They have regrets, and especially if they stay for a long time. So, for example, 2 days ago, I had a client who were trying to change for 10 years, and 10 years is a lot, right? So imagine 10 years of regrets, 10 years of trials, and things didn't work, 10 years of, not clear picture, 10 years of maybe misery as well. So the clear message should, or at least the vision should be clear to them. Their life vision should be clear on. So what I promise them, after you do these 4 exercises, the first 4 exercises, the vision will be clearer for you. Okay. And then what's coming next, even if it's hard, you are able to do it. But first, we have to be clear about your passions, your values, your vision, and you have to be clear about your regrets, because I don't want to have this feeling. I never want to have any clients to have that feeling that at some point I have a lifetime regret, right? That I wish if I could do this. I wish I could play piano, for example, or write a book, or learn a language, right? Or travel the world. And I never did it. Right? It's a very bad feeling. So we touch on those points. We make sure that those regrets should be, dealt directly. We clear the vision, we clear the values, we clear the passion, and then they are ready to go. And then the rest is just a matter of time,
Can I say that
Because
you are...
again...
Yeah, go on.
Sure, yeah.
Yeah, go on.
Because, again, it's all linked to your life purpose. When you know that you have a purpose in your life, that you have to add value to the others, you will do it, right? You will really do it. You will do your best to do it.
So, I actually forgot the question. My next question is, can I say that you are successful in shifting from one to other, because you did multiple jobs in all your life? Can I say you are successful in doing what you wanted all these years?
I would say I managed to pursue my passions. I would really say it.
But not everybody is you.
Changing careers is not a goal in itself, right? Some people are happy with their careers for all their life. It's fine. It's okay. But there are a lot of us, and by the way, we are majority, that they need some time to change. And actually, change is part of us. We get bored quickly.
Correct.
If you do the same thing every day for forever, you will get bored, right? So you need a change.
Yeah.
Unless you have a process for that change, right?
Yeah.
It's tough. I have seen people in their 45, 50s, 40s, 50s, and they want to have a change, but they cannot, because
correct.
They think it's too late. They don't have a process. So what I really managed to do is to follow my passions. I give you a very, very small example. When I was 12, I wanted to be a diplomat, so I decided to be a diplomat. Okay, so I started preparing myself, reading more knowledge, capitals of the world. When I was 14, I memorized all the capitals of the world. But then when I was 16, my passion changed. My passion shift. That's why I went to pharmacy, because I had another shift to chemistry. And when I told my dad when I was 16, I decided to, study chemistry and go to, the faculty of pharmacy. And he said, but you always dream to be a diplomat. Yeah, but now my passion is chemistry. I finished those 5 years of study. Okay. And then if I still have the passion to be a diplomat, I can still do it. So maybe it doesn't sound very practical, but when I finished, I get back to my old passion. I found it. It's still there. I work on it in that reflection time, and then it worked. And then I follow it, and then I became a diplomat. So the idea is to follow and pursue your passion. You enjoy much, much, much in your life. Another feeling that you live different lives. Okay, so we all live one life. If we live 100 years, it's still a short life. But if you live 40 years in different things, doing different careers, doing the feeling that I have, that I live different lives. So I have a life when I was a pharmacist. I have another life when I was a diplomat. I have another life when I was a banker. And now I have another life. So you feel that you live longer, actually, which is a very nice feeling. Even in your 30s, it's still fine.
I can see my physical image in front of me, which is, after 40 years, maybe I will be like you. I will say the same to some other person who is talking with me in a video call, because I will shift according to the time. I will change my jobs for sure.
Exactly.
That is
And
when
my humble advice.
That is when I feel like
passion,
there are different things that I have experienced in life. Life, like you said, life is only one life. It is 100 years. So that is
life.
only one life.
Don't waste it in doing something that you don't like.
Don't like.
It's one. We really have to enjoy it to the best. Enjoy it means part of it is work. Work is impacting our personal life. So part of it is work. Work in something that you love. Work for it, for a few years. If you are done, it's okay, Your passion shift, follow your passion. There is a process for this, It's there, it exists, I have it. So follow your passions, and once you follow your passions, you will enjoy your life again. You reinvent yourself. You are a new person. You learn new things, right?
Yeah. So at last, tell me the thing that helps a lot of people to come from their comfort zone. They are in their zone, but they wanted to do that. They are unable to come. They wanted to do that. How to come out from that zone?
So the first point is being certain of what you really want to do. Okay, because the mistake that people do is they don't really spend time on reflection to make sure that this is the right thing for them. Sometimes they take decisions. Okay, I will do this. I will try this. I will try. It's fine to try. Okay, but unless you are not sure, maybe, if you try something and fail, but you weren't sure, you will come back and say, oh, it's a mistake. I never want to change. I don't want to change, right? But if you are sure of that step-by-step approach, you are certain of every single step. First of all, you're certain. So you know that even if it's difficult, even that I have to spend time on learning new skills, even if I have to have maybe another year or two to achieve it, but I will, because again, the certainty part is there, the visionary part. You know how I call it? I call it, you see what others around you don't see. Okay. It always happens, that's, if we are like you are with few of other friends and you say to them, see, you see that bird? I can see it. You see that star? I can see it. And he said, oh, no, none of us can see it. He said, no, I am certain I can see it. And not only once or twice or three times, you can see it. So this vision, when you imagine and visualize something that doesn't exist now, but you see it from the future, it's coming from the future to you, this makes your life much easier, So it adds to, this is number one, it adds to a lot of courage, okay? And that's number two, which is courage. In order to conquer your fears, in order to, go to the other side, maybe jump in the ocean or do something different, you need to build courage. and courage is not built overnight. Courage is the other side of fears, right? So I don't like people to focus a lot on fears, but if you focus on courage, it will destroy fears, right?
Destroy
You will
fears,
ignore fears. So you need to be bold, and being bold is not easy. It takes time. It takes time. But as long as you have the first step, which is your vision is so clear, your passions are so clear. In my book, I call it's the passion project. So we all should consider our life and our careers as projects. Okay. Some people build their projects on weak foundations. Okay. So the project will collapse, right? Some others build their projects on wrong foundations. So you keep trying to fix all those foundations. So it's not the right foundations for you. It doesn't fit with you. It suits some other person. So you keep spending most of your time fixing those problems. But if you build your life and your career on the right foundations, you can build something that can go very, very high, that can live much longer than you live, actually. You can leave a heritage, right? And you can enjoy building that life project or that career project, okay? So it's very important to look at the foundation part, okay? And this we teach people as well, how to build your career on right foundation that suits you. And then move on to the next level, and then enjoy seeing your project is going high. It's a high-rise skyscraper. And enjoy saying to everybody that this is my life purpose. I built this, for me and for the rest of the people to help them in this and that, right? And this is how we can add value to our life.
So you're not only a career coach, you're a life coach, and you're a psychologist, you're a business coach, you're everything.
So what I think the mistake that people do is they separate all of them, right? So some people separate the mental coaching from your career coaching.
Correct.
Your career is not only CV. It's not a CV that you write. I think it's untraditional. At the same time, I think it's the right way to look at things. Because our careers really affect our life. It really impacts our life. If you're, again, as we said, if you're not happy in your career, you will not be happy in your life. Vice versa. If you're happy in your career, achieving, enjoying, have the work-life balance, then you enjoy. So it's a whole package. If you fix one, you can fix the next, you can fix the third. And as we said, it's, you build your life and your careers over things. And by the way, most of the people think that the career is the most important thing in their life. But when they're about to, in the last moment, they don't think so, They look at their life as, I wish if I could live a happier life with my family, or I could have more friends, or I could enjoy my life more. It's a package. So work is feeding your life, is helping your life. Okay?
Yeah.
So you need to have everything together,
So thank you very much, sir. Actually, I took 20 minutes, but it went 40 minutes. But still, I can talk with you for 1 hour. But still, I don't want to step out. I took limited time, so I don't want to waste your time. So thank you very much for giving me your valuable time.
Thank you.
Your constructive and productive thoughts will definitely help a lot of people who watches this video from anywhere on this planet.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it. And this is very interesting. Keep doing what you're doing. It's professional. We can always talk about this in offline mode. We can always talk about this, but keep pushing your passion.
Yeah, definitely, sir. Sir, at last, have you seen any videos of mine on YouTube?
I have seen few of them. Yes, I have seen, and they're very, very interesting. And I like again you don't have fear to talk about anything, and that's actually amazing to open your mind to learn about anything. When you meet with a movie producer, or with an author, or with an engineer, or with an investor, so you're opening your mind to learn at least one piece of information from each person, and that's actually amazing. That actually add to one of the values in life. If you learn different things, we call it either generalist or a polymath. Okay? A polymath means that somebody knows a little bit deeper in different things. So somebody like you, when you do this most of your life, you will learn a lot about investing. You will learn a lot about career coaching. You will learn a lot about life in general, and it adds value to you. So I really appreciate what you're doing, and keep doing.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. Can I put this video on my YouTube channel, on my podcast, on social media, on internet with your permission?
My pleasure. Sure, my pleasure. My pleasure. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Bye.
Have a good day. Bye.